What if everything you see is just a shadow of what's real? What if there's an eye, not on your face, but in your mind, that can see beyond illusion, beyond programming, beyond the veil of physicality itself? This is not fiction. Cultures across the globe, separated by oceans and time, all point to a mysterious inner organ of perception, the third eye. In this episode of Mirror Mastery, we go far beyond surface-level explanations. We'll uncover ancient esoteric teachings, the physiological connection to the pineal gland, secret symbolism from spiritual and occult traditions, modern theories about intuition, perception, and even DMT, and ultimately, how you can begin to reconnect with this forgotten sense. Let's begin. The idea of a third eye is not new. In fact, it's ancient. In Hinduism, the third eye is referred to as the Ajna Chakra, the energy center located between the eyebrows. It's said to govern insight, higher consciousness, and inner vision. The third eye is also the gateway to jnana, divine knowledge. In depictions of deities like Shiva, the third eye symbolizes the power to destroy ignorance. It burns illusions to ash. In meditation, practitioners visualize indigo light radiating from this center to awaken perception. In Buddhism, particularly Tibetan traditions, the third eye is associated with prajna, wisdom. It appears in mandalas, in ritual art, and in the meditative focus of advanced monks. Tibetan monks may meditate on a flame or a wheel at the brow point, awakening inner light. In ancient Egypt, the Eye of Horus represents spiritual insight, balance, and the restoration of order. But it is more than a symbol. When laid over the human brain in sagittal view, the lines of the Eye of Horus match the structures around the pineal gland, including the corpus callosum, thalamus, and optic chiasm. This suggests a deep anatomical symbolism known long before neuroscience. Hermeticism, emerging from Hellenistic Egypt, also teaches the principle of as above, so below, and that the eye sees not just the external, but the reflection of the divine mind within. Hermetic initiates used alchemical symbols to veil teachings on inner perception. Christian mysticism refers to the single eye in Matthew 6:22. If thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. The Gnostics believed in the inner gnosis, or divine knowing, which came from inward vision. In the Kabbalah, the Ajna correlates with the Sephira of Da'at, the hidden knowledge that bridges the gap between divine understanding and human wisdom. Across cultures, a universal truth emerges. The third eye is not metaphor. It's spiritual technology, biological and energetic, for perceiving the divine order behind chaos. Symbols are the language of the unconscious, and the third eye is one of the most universally embedded archetypes across time. The Eye of Providence, or the all-seeing eye, is famously printed atop a pyramid on the US dollar bill. This eye is not just decorative, it directly descends from the mystical traditions of Hermeticism and Freemasonry. In Masonic teachings, the all-seeing eye symbolizes the awakened consciousness, the divine oversight of one who sees through illusion. The Freemasons, Rosicrucians, and early alchemists believed in the purification of the inner being to activate spiritual sight. Their symbols, compasses, triangles, and eyes encode inner awakening. In Sufism, the mystic heart of Islam, scholars speak of the eye of the heart. an organ of subtle perception that allows the seeker to perceive divine presence. To them, the true blind man is not the one who lacks sight, but the one who cannot perceive inwardly. In Chinese Taoist traditions, internal alchemy speaks of the crystal palace within the head, which includes the pineal gland and related structures. Taoists focus energy through the third eye in advanced Qigong practices. Even in Native American wisdom traditions, vision quests involve seeking inner guidance through dreams, nature, and symbolic insight, all governed by the inner sight of the spirit. In modern culture, artists, poets, and creators describe downloads, spontaneous insight, intuition, or vision that feels beyond the rational. Whether they call it the muse or flow, they're referencing the same thing: perception beyond logic. But why has this symbol persisted for millennia? Because truth is fractal, and the inner eye is the only one capable of seeing the infinite layers. In secret societies, this knowledge was once reserved for initiates, but in the modern world, it has been diluted, commodified, or even hidden entirely. Because if everyone could access divine insight, control would crumble. Deep within the human brain lies the pineal gland, a tiny structure with ancient mystery. The pineal is not like other parts of the brain. It contains photoreceptive cells, similar to those in your retina. It produces melatonin, which governs sleep and circadian rhythm. It is affected by light and darkness, even though it's buried deep inside. What's more mysterious is that it is surrounded by cerebrospinal fluid, which has piezoelectric properties. Some theorists believe it can amplify subtle electromagnetic signals. Scientists like Dr. Rick Strassman suggest the pineal may secrete DMT, a powerful tryptamine associated with near-death experiences, spiritual awakenings, and deep visionary states. The structure of DMT is similar to serotonin, and its effects can be radical. Complete ego dissolution, encounters with non-physical beings, and profound insight. Could the pineal gland be the bridge between the nervous system and higher consciousness? Other researchers explore the pineal's potential as a quantum sensor, with microcrystals that may resonate with frequencies beyond our current understanding. And ancient architecture, from the Vatican's pine cone sculptures to Angkor Wat's alignment with the solstices, may encode knowledge of this gland's power. Neuroscience also confirms that long-term meditators activate the default mode network less and the prefrontal cortex more, suggesting increased internal awareness and presence. In short, the third eye may not just be mystical. It may be the biological gateway to higher dimensions of perception. So, what keeps the third eye closed? The modern environment is overloaded with stimulation. Light pollution, social media dopamine loops, trauma cycles, and overstimulation of the rational brain. From childhood, we are trained to dismiss intuition. There's no such thing as monsters. That's just your imagination. Don't talk about your dreams. We are taught to conform to logic, suppress our inner voice, and ignore the body's signals. This disconnects us from our inner perception. The pineal gland, if left unused, atrophies. Some scientists believe it hardens or calcifies due to diet, water toxicity, especially fluoride, and lack of spiritual practice. Others point to spiritual numbness, a condition where we are awake in body but asleep in soul. And so we substitute deep rest for caffeine, inner clarity for scrolling, connection for performance. The result? We live in the shell of ourselves. Reopening the third eye is not just spiritual, it's revolutionary. Here are real, grounded ways to begin reactivating your third eye. 1. Mirror gazing. Sit in a dark or dimly lit room. Gaze into your own eyes in a mirror. Hold the gaze, let the mind quiet. With time, the image may distort. But what you're seeing is not a trick. It's perception shifting. 2. Alternate nostril breathing. Nadi Shodhana. This balances brain hemispheres, calms the nervous system, and activates subtle channels that flow through the third eye. OM chanting. OM resonates at approximately 136.1 Hz, a frequency that matches Earth's orbit and the human body's resting vibrational state. It calms and awakens. 4. Visualization plus light practices. Envision an indigo light glowing at the center of your brow. Let it pulse, spin, and radiate. 5. Sound plus light deprivation. Float tanks or deep darkness meditations allow the inner vision to surface when external input is shut down. 6. Sacred herbs. Use dream-enhancing herbs like mugwort, blue lotus, or gotu kola to gently stimulate dreaming and perception. 7. Diet plus detox. Eat living foods. Remove artificial chemicals. Drink pure water. What you consume becomes the quality of your perception. 8. Journaling plus dream recall. The third eye speaks in symbols. Keep a dream journal. Over time, the subconscious opens like a flower. 9. Daily stillness. 10 minutes of silence a day. No stimulation, just breath and awareness. This creates the inner space for the third eye to activate. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to remember. This sense is your birthright. You are not crazy. You are waking up. You are never blind, just disconnected. The third eye sees not with judgment, but with clarity. It bypasses the ego. It watches, learns, listens, and when you open it, the mirror becomes transparent. The world no longer defines you. It reflects you. So breathe, close your eyes, and begin again. This is mirror mastery. If this message moved you, subscribe, and I'll see you through the mirror.